Hi guys, Evil Cake Genius here. We are gonna make some cute little candy bars today. It should be easy, hopefully, but I can make anything difficult, right? So I've got these adorable icing sheets that we do. And some of you maybe did these last year. The company that did our candy bar mold went out of business, so we've got a new candy bar mold, which means that these are a different size. And the nice thing about that is you're going to get more per sheet. So I've got 7 per sheet, which is very exciting. So I'm gonna start with this one. This is our best seller from last Valentine's Day. And so it's cute little squirrels. And I've got pecans and walnuts, and we're gonna whip these up. So this is just, oh, I need a scissors. Crap. This is just, actually this is half bright white chocolate coating from our site and half regular white. The bright white itself, because it's tinted white, is a little bit harder to work with, and so I want it to be not yellow. You can see it matches pretty nicely, but I don't want to use the straight bright white because the straight bright white is just, it's a little thick. It's not great, and I didn't want to have to, I was being lazy. I didn't want to have to thin it down. So this is half and half, and it gives you a nice soft ivory instead of that yellowy ivory. And then this is just dark chocolate, and you can get the coating on our site. Difference between coating and chocolate is you don't have to temper it. So this is my favorite because I'm lazy. So I microwaved this for 15-second intervals, kneading it in between, and these 2 bags together took about 45 seconds. And then I'm just gonna fill the mold. And let's see where we're at. It's loud. We just tap it out, and that gets all the air bubbles out of there. You can see I went over a little bit here, so I'm gonna get my knife, my palette knife, and just scrape that back in, because then that'll break off when it comes time. So, or I'm just gonna make a giant mess of it. How about if I make a giant mess instead? All right, there we go. Yeah, I think giant mess is definitely the order of the day. Okay. And tap this out. Get rid of all the air bubbles. And use the white stuff too. And this is a little different than we used to do them. They used to fit right in here. And this is a beveled mold, so you'll see. You'll see. Patience, people. Just get rid of all that. Oh no, there was chocolate on there. Hold on. Don't cross-contaminate your chocolate, people. Right. Just get rid of that. Never happened. And then I'm just gonna get the edge of this. And we're gonna throw, I just happen to have some pecans left over from Christmas stuff. So we're gonna do some pecans. I like to leave them visible. You can mix them in if you want. But I think, especially with the little squirrel on the front, it's kind of fun to let them be visible. Plus, it gets the salty in there. And I've got some walnuts, too. So we're going to do, you can do anything you have. And it doesn't have to be nuts. I just think it's funny because of the nuts about you, squirrel. But if you've got nut allergies, don't worry about it. You can be nuts about someone without putting nuts in their candy bar. Can I say nuts a few more times? Okay, so what I'm gonna do is scrape off the edge of this so that it doesn't bleed out. I'm gonna throw this in my refrigerator it's a pretty thin mold, so it's not gonna take long. So I'm gonna throw this in the fridge for about, I don't know, 5 minutes. Push those down. And then we'll get to phase 2. So I will be right back. Okay guys, we're back. So I've got those candy bars set up in the fridge, and while we do that, I'm gonna get the icing sheets ready. So all I'm gonna do is cut along the lines. It's pretty easy. Okay, it's not easy when you've got shadows from the... I lied. Nothing's easy. I think that's it. We'll see. Okay. So this is on a backer. The key to these is don't open them until you're ready to use them because they will dry out. And other than that, they just kind of peel and stick, and they're great. Now, if you want something that's going to actually dissolve into the candy bar, you're going to have to do chocolate transfers. But you can't get this kind of detail on a chocolate transfer, so this is just kind of like a little layer of kind of like icing-y candy, printed stuff. So don't expect it to dissolve, but they are delicious. And they've got little squirrel faces on them, so how can you argue with that? Okay, just cut these out, and then any of them that I don't use right away go right back into the Ziploc that they came in, and then they'll stay fine. You just can't leave them out, especially in the winter. If you leave them out especially in Minnesota hand drying weather, it's gonna dry and they're gonna get cracky. Okay, so, oh, I did not cut that straight. Let's see if I can fix it. Okay, here's one. Get the other. And I'm waiting for my, oh, she's there. Hold on. Okay, ready, guys? I've talked about my squirrel that's outside my kitchen window. Here she is. Okay, zoom. There she is. Oh, there she goes. Okay, so what this squirrel does, okay, I finally caught her on camera. What that squirrel does, she's my spirit animal. She eats all the bird seed she can until she can until she can't eat anymore. And then she sits on that bench, that little picnic table bench, and regrets her decisions. So that's my overeating squirrel friend. I've mentioned her on a couple of videos, so I'm very happy that we got her. So let's see if I can get this back. Okay. So we're taking suggestions for squirrel names. And not Robin. Thanks, guys. Okay. Okay, so then these just peel off their backing. So see, there's a clear backing here. I'm peeling that off. You can see it's nice and kind of has the texture of like fruit by the foot. But I assure you there is absolutely zero nutritional value in this. Don't worry. It'll steer you into good health. Okay, and that's where I cut it wrong, so we're just gonna trim that up a little bit. And hopefully these guys that are in the fridge are all set up now. So, okay, so these guys are waiting. And let's see if we got candy bars yet. So sometimes you can kind of tell by if you flip them, you see right here, that looks like it's not, can you see that color right there and here? So if I touch that, okay, it's gonna come off. If there's a bunch of that, you can see that different coloration. If it doesn't quickly move, if I just touch it this little bit, then it's not set up yet. But that's going away, so we'll try it. We'll give it one quick whack, and if they don't pop right out, then they go back in the fridge. So that's something I hear from people all the time. They're like, it was stuck in the mold. It wasn't cold enough. So they didn't pop out. I'm gonna throw them back in the fridge for a tiny bit more. Actually, I'm impatient. I'm gonna throw them in, no, I'm not gonna throw them in the freezer. That's rude, that's bad form. Bad form, Robin. I'm gonna throw them back in the fridge. And we'll try again in about 5 minutes. Okay, and we're back again. And I lied. I put it in the fridge and then I said, no, I'm way too impatient for this. So I threw it in the freezer for like 2 minutes. That is not best practice. So If you have the time, do it in the fridge. But hey, man, the ECG's got things to do. Let's see, and look at that, and it just like falls. Oh, this one's a dark chocolate one's sticking a little bit more. There we go. Okay. So there, we've got dark chocolate, we got milk chocolate. And you see there's a little bit, see it's not perfect on there? That's because I rushed it and threw it in the freezer, but it doesn't matter because we're gonna cover that up. So, beautiful. Okay. So these little guys, I sized to fit right inside these little frames. So you get the cute little edging. On some of the other ones, I've got some really cute Victorian ones that I'm gonna dust the edge with our Shiny as Hell gold luster. But for these, I think, you know, squirrels, au naturel. And how we get these to attach is, of course, Wicked Sticky. So this comes in just those lovely little, just like Elmer's. Well, so if you know a glue eater, you can get them this and it'll work too. Doesn't take much. If you do a ton, it's gonna like start dissolving the paper. So I just put like a little drip in there. The whole idea is to just get a tiny little coat on this. And most importantly on the corners. So, and you see where it's like beaded up there a little bit? Can you see that? I don't know if you can see that. So I'm gonna make sure that there's no actual pools of it. And I think on the other one, I can just literally use what's left on the brush. But, okay, so here's the white one. And center. Yeah, super cute. Oh, adorable. Genius. And then there's one other, you see this edge? It's a little rugged. So I'm just gonna take like a dull knife. If you do an X-Acto, you're gonna cut. So I usually just use like a paring knife. And just kind of like, not a paring knife, sorry, butter knife. And you just kind of get that very lightly, just scrape off that little added edge. And then they're perfect. Yeah, that one doesn't really need it. Okay, anyway, so there's one. And let's get the other one on here. So I'm gonna try it just with what was left on the brush and see if that works. And the most important thing is to hit the corners. But I mean, you do have to cover the whole thing so somebody takes a bite out of it. You don't want the middle falling off. So, I think that's gonna do it. I really do. We'll see. We'll test it. Okay. Okay, center. Keep going a little too low, don't I? Pretty damn cute, kids. Look at that. Huh? And you got nuts. Look at that. Beautiful. Easy. Could not be easier. If you're fancy and you want to use tempered chocolate, you can do the same thing. But I just, no. Chocolate and I don't get along, so I don't play that. But there they are, all ready to roll, all super cute, super squirrely. Happy Valentine's Day.